Real, relevant radio. Kingfisher FM.
Into our green hour for this Wednesday, an hour we commit to talking sustainability, legacy, encouraging you to rethink the plastic bag with Kingfisher FM and SPA. And today we have a very special guest joining us. She's part of the Community Conservation Fund in Africa. It's a non-profit organization, and her name is Di Ludden. Di, welcome to the show and welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Gareth. Thank you very much for having me.
And I believe you're an Eastern Cape girl who's traveled around a little bit.
Yes, correct. Newly based back in PE and loving life.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. So tell us about the CCFA, the Community Conservation Fund for Africa.
So the Community Conservation Fund Africa is obviously colloquially called CCFA. It's a registered non-profit organization that was founded by the Mantis and Accor hotel groups. The NGO is based in the knowledge that if we don't start to engage in our local communities, we will not see a change in the conservation crisis that we are currently facing.
Okay, so you're wanting to bring the conservation message into everyday South Africa.
Exactly. We want to work with the communities who live on the land, empower them, engage with them, and get them to work with us instead of against us.
This smells very Adrian Gardner-ish. Hey, this smells very much like Adrian Gardner's kind of thing.
Yes, the CCFA was born out of Adrian Gardner's vision. Him together with another guy called Graham Boynton, they realized that if the hospitality industry doesn't start to make a change, doesn't start to work within the conservation area, there will be little to no tourism left in South Africa. And obviously, Adrian being in the hospitality industry, he just said, if you take the wildlife out of Africa, what is the reason for tourists coming to South Africa going to be?
Absolutely. So this is a bit of a legacy project coming out of all that's happened. I know you're a very strong connection with the Wilderness Foundation. This is a little bit different, though.
Yes, correct. We would like to be the largest non-profit organization within the hospitality sector. And Wilderness Foundation Africa, they are one of our beneficiaries. So as the CCFA, we are an NGO that have at this stage 3 beneficiaries, one being Wilderness Foundation Africa. And then we've got another one called African Parks and Tusk Trust. So each of those beneficiaries do various projects for us, all under the idea of engaging the communities to help conservation.
Well, we had the Wilderness Foundation, their recent graduates from the Mzwethu project, in studio with us. So that's directly
awesome.
How we are impacting the community. And it's changing lives, creating jobs, producing a bit of value for these young people.
Exactly. So a little bit further on that, Mzwethu, the funds that we raise as the CCFA, we pass those on to the Wilderness Foundation Africa. They then are able to take these children from their troubled backgrounds, educate them, and then now we're taking a little bit of a step further in that once the children have been trained in either hospitality or conservation, we place them into a Mantis hotel so that not only have they had the education, but they're also getting the job.
Okay, so that's the Wilderness Foundation. We've heard quite a lot about them, but you mentioned 2 other there we're fairly unknown to us. African Parks is one. Tell us about that.
So African Parks, the patron of African Parks is actually Prince Harry. And African Parks are doing a project for us in Akagera. So Mantis owns a hotel on the Akagera National Park. We are looking at a lake.
Where is that? Sorry?
It's in Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Just jetting off to my Akagera guest lodge, yes, in Rwanda this afternoon. And you?
Well, not me.
Okay.
But,
yes.
So in Rwanda, there's a lake just outside the Akagera National Park, and it's been devoid of fish for many, many years.
Really?
Yes, it's very sad. There's 120 families that live around that lake that are living below the poverty line. So African Parks are implementing a project with the money that we are giving to them, where they're going to reintroduce fish to this lake to feed those 120 families. So it's
amazing.
Not 120 people, it's 120 families.
That's like
incredible.
500 people, easy.
And the long-term goal is that the fish will reproduce. Obviously, this will all be very contained and protected, but we will hope that the fish will reproduce, and then these communities will start a business by selling the fish back to our hotel on the National Reserve. So not only will we be feeding them, but we will also be helping to start a business for them. So
wonderful. Wow. I want to go
very
see now.
inspirational.
Very inspiring.
Inspirational.
In fact, I've actually been to this lake in Rwanda. So,
okay.
In about 2005. I actually was quite aware of the poverty. It was really bad. But it's wonderful to see what's happening in Rwanda at the moment. There's so much rejuvenation. The business environment is really growing. Watch this nation. There's good stuff happening, and wonderful to see even the fish are being looked after.
Absolutely.
And then the last one you mentioned was the Tusk Trust.
Yes. So Tusk Trust, they support various smaller projects for us throughout Africa, and their main aim that we've given to them is that we want them to support the rural communities, to give them a greater ownership role in wildlife. So we want them to have wildlife ownership and management. So they've got various small projects that are working on that.
Okay, wow. So lots of exciting initiative. So where do we find out more? How do we follow the story of the CCFA?
So we have a website, www.ccfa.africa. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. It is #CCFA_Africa. Also, if you would like to support us in any way, if you visit any of the Mantis hotels and enjoy some of our conservation wine, we've teamed up with Meridian Wine Merchants.
Yes, that's right.
And they have approached 17 different South African vineyards. So every bottle of wine purchased from any of these vineyards, they donate an amount back to the CCFA. We also have local handmade rhinos that are made in Stellenbosch.
The little dolls, that's right, I've seen those.
Yes, so we're selling those in all the hotels. And obviously there's other ways that you can support us with various other initiatives that you can find on the website.
All right. So social media is CCFA_Africa.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay. And the website is simply ccfa.africa.
Correct.
All right. Just lastly for yourself, I mean, Di, being involved in this, I mean, it must be really rewarding and exciting, and must make you want to dream bigger and how you could change the world, eh?
Absolutely. It's a very new job for me. I've been working overseas for 9 years. It's my first job back in South Africa, and the life changes that we've seen and the changes that we're making within the conservation sector, the job satisfaction is something out of this world. It's been absolutely inspirational to be part of this. And I guess one thing that we need to remember is that we can all make a difference. We've been given this planet. It's our gift, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we make a change.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the new job. Wonderful to see what CCFA are doing to Adrian and the amazing team as well, to Mantis. Keep up the good work and keep inspiring us with this good news, and let us know how we can be playing a role, to contribute. So
thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Gareth.
Bye.
Your motivation station. This is Kingfisher FM.